Hello everyone, today we will have a review of my 3 lace dresses. We will compare them dry and wet. Look, the first one is transparent, with red ones. Strings. They are here. This is how they look. I really like them. So ordinary, seems like a well-made string. Then we have this red night dress. With it and bikini. Doesn't go. Then we have this interesting, complex set, along with some TIs. Here I think I only hung it up legs, because it's like this. Let's start with it. And this is what the first night set looks like on me. This is what it looks like from the front, and from the side, and from behind. I like it in principle. Well, I don't know, it's not my thing. Plus, it has these really weird things. These rubber bands on the legs. They slide down too far somewhere. And if I take them off, I'll pick them up. It's like there's no point in them, because they won't hang around here somewhere. The cups themselves are too high somewhere. Lower than where they end. Breasts. That's it. Well, itself. The kit itself is quite beautiful. Here is quite a beautiful delicate satin. It stretches well. Here. And plus goes and controls everything. Decorates. Blacko. Red mesh in a flower. It goes here in the middle. And on the cups it also goes, and at the back. Here and here. And so some elements like bows. There is one in the front and in the back. Well, let's look at it wet. So it looks wet on me. It keeps dripping. It's not very water resistant. The whole mesh absorbs it completely, no. But here's satin, yes, it does absorb water. But it's not very visible. Well, just a little bit, and that's more visible in contrast with my undergarments. You can't see the top either. That I wet it. Only the satin is visible. That it sticks to me. Well, the mesh just doesn't stick to me. It also looks loose. And water doesn't drip from it. But be careful, because there are metal parts. I'm also afraid for the well-being of the rubber bands, that they might get damaged. And there will be some not very pleasant situation. There are also metal ones at the back. Length adjusters of the product itself. That's why be careful, so as not to get them wet. I also forgot to say that it's not very high quality, sewn here along the edges. That here is satin mesh, it is somehow shifted, and the elastic itself, well, I don't know, there's just a piece of elastic sticking out here. This is very strange. Well, let's move on to the next one. By the way, be sure to subscribe and click the bell. So I'm wearing the following outfit. Here goes this red dress. The sun is made up of from such a mesh. Flowered printed lace. But I don't like the way it sits. In principle, it doesn't accentuate me at all. This is how it looks from the front. And from the back, what's unclear is this is what hanging. Somehow it's going. I don't like it. Somehow controversial. And from the front, it probably looks better on older girls. It's better than me. That's how times. Can I have another one? Place in this dress, and then it will hold on tightly and look beautiful from the front. Not every wave would be thought of, it seems to me, and it won't hang loose at the back. Here it's all made of rubber bands along the entire length. But as if you know, the manufacturers didn't have any material to process edges. They just used elastic everywhere. Because it's just everywhere and protects the edges here longer and so on. Or they just take and hem the edge. I don't tighten it any other way. Well, let's see now how this image looks on me wet. So this set image looks on me wet. The mesh doesn't wet much, this satin. But if it wets, then it's kind of unpleasant. Hard before as if it was in a dry version. More pleasant. Here? Also, it doesn't absorb, but for me now all the water flows. I want to take it off and dry myself dry off. Because I'm not comfortable in it. Well, it's become a little more close to me. I think on the drop, it's hardly visible, that at least something has changed. Well, look up. And it sticks a little. And then not. Well, at least it's easy to dry. I like it better when it's dry than when wet, because I don't know. It was the material itself that changed its sensations to my sensations, but it didn't seem to become very transparent. It seems to me that it left itself exactly the same. Well, let's look at the last set. So on me the last lace dress will find such here. Red tint. Like this. It's made like a semicircle, you know. If we spin around it will swell. This is how it looks from the front. Like this from the side, like this back. She has a strap here. The straps that hold them on. These are the plastic transparent fasteners. The lace itself on top is pretty hard. There's a bow in the middle here. Also satin itself, by the way, has this property as to stretch. It will suit many girls. Also, we have here in the middle. Here is an elastic band, which scratches me a little. And it's not very comfortable and I like it. It goes somewhere by itself. They move it around me. It also doesn't sit very well on my chest area. What, it lags behind and doesn't hold on tightly. Well, if you're a bigger girl, I think it would suit you better. Well, let's see it wet. And this is what it looks like on me wet. It not quite absorbent, but it's a mesh. You know how water gets in there anyway. Or it's created by some reliefs. And it just looks like some kind of wet rag. That's it. You don't hold it in shape at all. Cups get wet pretty easily. Only here I myself am not very active at all. Likes water and gets wet nicely for me. Likes getting wet not very well nice. Here? Also here is a ribbon along the edge, by the way, which is not sewn very nicely, and here stick out threads and all sorts of fringe. It also gets completely wet. Here, well, I don't know. Some people will like it, some will like it, but I don't really. What? That's it. Satin itself. It's also stretches. Water didn't change its properties. And well, it's natural, just like that. It sticks pretty strongly. That's it. And I don't know about his chest, it's not very pleasant. Because he himself satin here was already hard, and here it became some other shade and so on. Well, write in the comments, which night dress did you like the most? Subscribe to me, like me, and bye bye to everyone.